Live from the Convocation Center on the campus of the University of North Georgia in Dahlonega, Nighthawk basketball is on the air. And good afternoon, everyone. Alongside Lee Glenn, Craig Corbin, and the Nighthawk Sports Network team here for the season opener. Always an exciting time of the year. Hope springs eternal, and this a great showcase for teams in conferences all across the Southeast region.
Yeah, it seems like every basketball season starts with some sort of a classic or tip-off event, you know, where you play two. We're hosting the Southeast region crossover with teams from Conference Carolina, South Atlantic Conference, and Peach Belt Conference. So we've got 3 teams in here, or 6 teams in here, 3 games today, 3 games tomorrow. I had a brief chat with Coach Evans before the game started, and he said, you know, it's really unique to see your season open on your home court with 2 teams that you're not playing. But he said our turn will come in a few minutes, and that few minutes is now.
Absolutely a thrilling opener to this day of activity. Georgia College State University with a last-second victory over Limestone, 73-70. You know, we look at the Nighthawks, what a year they had last season, making the tournament for the first time, top 25 ranking for the first time. Expectations, obviously, within the Peach Belt are very high.
Yeah, chosen first in the annual coaches poll. I think some of that has to do with the traction that we've made over the last, you know, not necessarily where we're at today, but how far we've come and the momentum and the trajectory that we're on. So, I think that there are 4 or 5 really good teams in the Peach Belt Conference, which is a long way away. I think what has to happen now is what we call the first phase of the season, where teams actually just settle in, figure out what their identity is, and that's going to take 4, 5, 6 basketball games before we get to that point.
You know, you look at the lineup that the Nighthawks will put on the floor. You have the returning Conference Player of the Year, the returning Freshman of the Year. Obviously, that gives you a phenomenal nucleus to build around, and the chemistry, a strong point last season, expected to be the same this year.
Yeah, there's a lot to look forward to. A lot of people that were a part of why we had such a banner year last year are back. But there's also, with that comes expectation. And so now, instead of being the underdog in most scenarios, we're potentially going to be the favorite. And that's just new place to be, a new feeling to have to deal with. And it's going to be interesting to see how we manage being the team that's chased instead of the team that is new to the territory.
Well, and let's talk about that a little bit as we get ready for starting lineups here in just a moment. But you tended to describe most conferences as being in thirds, that top tier, middle echelon, and those at the bottom. I think without question North Georgia firmly entrenched themselves in that top tier.
I think that we are. I think that that's a given, but that's all that's a given.
Right.
You know, I think that we are one of the best, in the best third of this league, but you just don't know what this league is about until you play through it one time. You know, like, there's only so much you can tell through the transfer portal, through signed freshmen, through maturity of existing players. I think what you got to do is find out how well your players that maybe didn't have roles last year are going to graduate into roles this year. That's the telltale of a good team. It's not necessarily just having the same dudes as last year, but having 2 or 3 guys that have a little bit of experience that can now take on a little bit more of a role.
Time for your starting lineups for the Nighthawks and head coach Dan Evans. It'll be number 1, A.J. White. Number 5, Frank Champion. Number 10, Hunter Shedenhelm. Number 22, Eric Jones. And number 24, Caden Charles. The Nighthawks will be in their home whites. Their opponents today, the Crusaders of North Greenville. They'll be starting at number 3, Max Topham. Number 13, Zach Perdue. Number 22, Caleb Williams. Number 24, Babatunde Ajike. And number 31, Jacob Brown. And we are set for action here. Glad you've joined us on what should be a great way to start this season. The ball in the air and the tip controlled by the Nighthawks. And we'll have to inbound along the sideline. A quick whistle for an adjustment on the clock. And we'll have only 5 seconds elapsed when they reset the clock here. Things that we'll talk about this season, some of the changes here in the Convocation Center. Exciting.
Some new configurations.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But most importantly, one of our carryovers from last season is a very engaged and excited Blue Crew section here. Wearing their t-shirts from our event back on November the 1st.
We had a pretty good crowd for that one. Shedenhelm in the lane. That shot will be waved off.
I believe that evening we scanned in over 400 students.
Nice.
Anytime you give away pizza and t-shirts, there's bound to be a good crowd.
It's a good combination. First possession of the afternoon for the Crusaders. On the wing, Topham gives down to Babatunde. Turns, hook shot up, no good. Rebound snared by Champion quickly. Frank right down the middle of the floor. Out top. And that three-pointer from White, no good. Still no score. He played a minute here in the opening half in Dahlonega.
Extremely clean look by one of our better, higher percentage three-point shooters. I've always said really good things happen when Frank Champion gets a defensive rebound and can initiate the transition break off the bounce.
Crusaders with 8 seconds on the shot clock at the elbow. That shot no good. Another rebound for Champion. Nighthawks looking for their first points of the afternoon out front. Jones away on the wing to White. Now Shedenhelm finds Champion. Frank will drive to the right elbow. Back to Hunter. Three-pointer right side. Good.
Always good, and I know that in the whole scheme of things, the first basket is just kind of one more step in the game, but always good to get the first score of the game. It just gives you a different vibe for the duration of the 40 minutes. That's an illegal ball screen there at the top of the key.
And that one called against number 22, Caleb Williams. Isn't it amazing, though? You talk about the psychology of that first basket and just the feel that it gives.
It like takes pressure off of it, you know, and I know that even if the basketball game a little easier.
White in the corner, back out to Shedenhelm. Crossing over to Charles, back to Hunter. Shot clock at 10. Champion now on the baseline. Nice spin move, now kicks in the corner. Three-pointer is, and it is no good. Stays 3-0 North Georgia. That's a nice move by Champion. Another missed shot from Babatunde.
Yeah, post touch on the last offensive possession. North Greenville chose to not double team. Again, another catch and shoot rhythm 3 for the Nighthawks. When you don't double Frank Champion, you got to pick your poison.
Shedenhelm had that one rim out. Nice look, but it wouldn't fall. Obviously, Hunter is feeling it today.
Yeah, so Hunter's a catch and shoot 3 guy, but he also has that one dribble pull up at the elbow. It's almost like his layup.
Three-pointer to tie the game from Caleb Williams. 16:45 to go here in the first half. White, top of the, it's a beauty.
And then there's that mentality, you know, like the I just got punched, I'll punch back mentality.
AJ, the reigning.
It's early.
Right.
It's early in the game and early in the season.
Wing left side, would not go. Rebound snared by Jones. 16:16 to go here, first half. Champion puts up the shot, no good. That's going to be a blocking foul on the Crusaders, number 31, Jacob Brown. Jacob will check out, and replacing him will be Dre Singleton from Toccoa, Georgia, transfer from Campbellsville University. Memory serves, that would be a Kentucky institution.
And Toccoa, Stevens County, so kind of a North Georgia guy gets to come home.
Yep.
Case Roach in for the Nighthawks as well. Last possession there, again, Frank Champion in offensive transition. You can have a defensive strategy against Frank Champion if it's double teaming or what have you, but you can't have a strategy against him in offensive transition.
Frank with the ball. Drives to the block. Skips it over to Roach. Three-pointer up left side. Left it just a little short. Not sure that that one might not have been touched.
I think it was a good challenge by North Greenville.
Crusaders with the ball, trailing 6-3. Purdue drives. Now kicks it back out top to Ajike. Puts it up from the foul line and rattles it home.
Good tough shot there by the Crusaders. Good shot challenge by Mr. Roach. So sometimes good possessions don't fall your way. That's good offense by the Nighthawks. I'm sorry, by the Crusaders.
White out near midcourt, zips it over to Caden Charles. Top of the key, Shedenhelm would not get the roll. He's had some good looks. Purdue drives into the paint, stops. Now Williams, left side three, wouldn't go. White to Charles, back to AJ, now Champion. White at the elbow. Frank just beyond the arc, hits the big three.
Uh-oh. If Frank Champion is making threes, I don't know what to tell you.
Are we seeing?
I don't know what to tell you defensively.
An expansion of his comfort zone.
Nice
9-5 your score.
Nice hard hedge on the ball screen there. Pushed North Greenville out of their offensive rhythm there when the ball handler wanted to turn the corner, but Champion's hedge pushed him all the way out to the scorer's table.
Timeout on the floor, 14-19 to go in the first half. It's North Georgia 9. Back to action. North Georgia with the ball, approaching the 14-minute mark. That shot up and good by Jones.
Good to see Mr. Jones back on the floor after battling a shoulder injury last year.
The man from Kansas City, Missouri, and tried to come up with a steal. Acknowledging the foul.
He did. That's
what a refreshing change of pace.
Yeah, just such a good defenders right there. He knew that, you know, the hands down on a ball handler is not the right move. You tell you're in the paint, really the only body part you can foul with is your chest. So when your hands go down, that's likely going to be a foul, and he knew that.
Singleton backs in, puts up the shot, no good. Rebound Jones. Here come the Nighthawks. Sutton Smith with the ball. Also out there, Colin Turner. Off balance, shot goes for Jones, and the foul.
Eric drove just a little timid there, right? So he wanted the catch and shoot three, passed on it, shot fake, got at the rim. And I thought he was actually going to just go up and just challenge at the rim, but he kind of just went in slow, and then he made his mind up, I'm going to absorb the contact first and then finish second. And he's just kind of feeling his way back into the game as well. But now nice old traditional three-point play gives the Nighthawks 14-5 lead.
And that is an 8-0 run by the Nighthawks. 13:20 to go first half. Savion Brown in the ball game for the Crusaders. Away to Williams, back to Brown. Savion puts it up, and it's a beautiful looking three-pointer.
Chase couldn't quite get challenged high enough.
White, nice shot.
Everybody's going to say that's a bad shot because it's a fadeaway pull-up, but for AJ, that's kind of right in his wheelhouse. He likes that off the bounce pull-up too.
Justin Perry drives in the lane, kicks back in the corner to Singleton, drive, shoots, no good. Rebound, Turner, outlet comes to White. Here come the Nighthawks on the move, 1-on-2. Now kicks it over. A lob to Turner. Collin in traffic, left-hand shot, good!
I thought he had lost his balance there, but he was able to kind of gather himself and didn't elevate very high, but when you're $6 million, you don't really have to.
Nice confidence with that left hand. 12 minutes remaining, first half. 10-point lead for the Nighthawks. Williams drives in on Smith, hook shot up, good.
Good use of the body there by Mr. Williams. Late on the rotation, just a touch.
White. Now to Jones. Thinks about a three. This one gets the roll.
Nice friendly roll there. You don't see a lot of front rim backboard threes.
Lead is 11. Move by Brown off the glass, no good. Outlet from Jones to White. AJ drives the left side, has it knocked away, but a foul on Williams. That'll be his second. Williams, a senior from Atlanta, played his high school ball at Buford. Timeout on the floor, 11:13 to go until the half. It's North Georgia. Team's back on the floor. Champion back out there after a nice break. And Nighthawks will have it underneath their own goal. Smith lobs it into Champion. Frank drives the lane, has daylight, and scores.
That's like kryptonite. I mean, that's like candy right there. Baseline out action, out of a timeout. And if Frank can be your first touch, we're going to get the exact action as long as you're in the defense that we expect. we'll get whatever action we want on baseline out of timeout. That's good execution by the Nighthawks and the coaching staff there.
Crusaders with the ball, long three, straight away, no good. Champion zips in for the rebound. The lead is 13. Frank, top of the key, the give to Turner, has it taken away by Purdue.
That's good hands by Purdue there. Got Nighthawks in transition. Big Colin had caught it under the rim, was going to finish that, but bailout by the Crusaders there. Another challenge jump shot by North Greenville, and just no chance at an offensive rebound. Nighthawks checking out really well so far here early in the game.
Beautiful feed to Colin Turner, but he couldn't convert. Contact on the far side of the floor. And a foul called. JoJo Peterson on the receiving end, the junior from just down the road in Johns Creek. Check that. I need to flip my roster.
JoJo's over there
just
on a scooter with an ankle injury.
Just like Justin Perry got flipped.
Look at here, Suddy Smith sticking his nose in there on the handler.
Could not finish, and here come the Crusaders. 3-on-1, but do not convert. How about that? Charles, a good ball movement. Shedenhelm gets it to Smith. Sutton will pull it back. Tightly defended by Perry. Turner away to Champion. In the corner they go to Charles. Caden, high arcing three. That makes it a 16-point lead, and a timeout taken by North Greenville. And it is a full
30.
Up to 30, so we'll keep it right here. 9:23 to go here in the opening half. Have you been pleased with the pace of play by North Georgia?
Yeah, I'll tell you what that stood out to me the most in the first quote-unquote quarter of the game, let's say, is how well we defend. We've always said that defense is a staple of Coach Evans' teams. Tell me in the first 10-plus minutes an easy shot you remember North Greenville making.
They haven't.
Like a loose ball layup, none.
Yeah.
There was one rhythm three from right here in front of our view, right, that Chase was a little late getting out on, but there has not been an easy shot that so it's not like they're terrible offensive players. We're taking them out of their offensive comfort zone.
And that is an over and back because
had not established.
Yep, Haddock did not get across. Back on the floor, Topham, junior from Paragona, Utah. Nighthawks on top by 16. Approaching the 9-minute mark here first half. Beautiful feed to Champion and a slam to finish it.
That's a good choreographed offense there. Cross screen to a high-low. Didn't really try very hard to post up after the cross screen. Wanted to throw it back and get them forcing over the top defensively.
Block shot. Oh, we're going to have a foul on that. Stops the clock with 8:41 to go until halftime. And that will send Max Topham to the line. Foul shot gets the bounce and goes. Came to North Greenville by way of Southern Nevada Community College.
Interesting.
Second one goes. You know, Utah is a basketball haven at the high school level.
Is it really?
Unbelievably so.
I'll take your word on that one.
It is.
I think Georgia high school basketball is pretty dadgum good too.
Yep. Jones turn, zips the pass to Shedenhelm. Nice conversion by Hunter.
I tell you what, young people out there watching or listening, what you saw right there was two different players pivot. So many kids just don't learn how to do that at a young age, but Eric pivoted first out of trouble, and then Hunter pivoted to get a better shot after lifting his defender off the ground.
Basics of the game. Purdue drives the lane, lofts it up, no good. Rebound snare, Jones outlet, the champion. Here comes Frank, 1-on-3, the shot up, wouldn't go. Now 1-on-1 at the other end. Purdue gives it to Williams, shot up and good.
Good no foul there by the Nighthawks. Yeah. 2-on-1, just go back and show your chest and make them make a tough two, which they did. First basket in seems like a while for North Greenville.
Clock rolling, 7:20 and counting.
Here's the cross screen to the high-low.
Shedenhelm open for three out front, would not go. Rebound to Topham.
Cross screen to the low-high there, so we made the post entry to the block and then threw it up for the rhythm three for Hunt.
Taken away by Champion. Here come the Nighthawks. Smith to Jones. The Champion. Another three on the way. Would not go. Rebound, though. Feed to Charles. Up. Left that one just shy.
Caden didn't know what to do down there.
So
like,
open.
I shouldn't be so open on the block, and then he kind of had to show his backside there, a little bit more comfortable after showing the backside. That didn't get the contact that he thought he was going to get.
The GK, top of the key, guarded by Jones, puts it up and hits it.
That is his second tough two of the night. I tell you what, anytime you have to dribble between your legs 3 times to get the space to be able to have a pull-up jump shot, more times than not, defensively we'll take that.
6:06 to go, first half. Around the horn go the Nighthawks. To Charles, now Jones. Sutton Smith, 15-footer, good.
Sonny seems to like, he's always such like under control cat, but he seems to like this year, like be playing with like a really nice little edge about him too, you know, like, and maybe it's his longer hair.
Could be. Long three, no good. You know, enjoyed hearing a lot of the comments from the players at the men's tip-off dinner last week. And we'll talk more about that as the game progresses. Timeout on the floor, 5:31 to go in the first half. It's North Georgia 32-16 over North Greenville. Back in a moment. Back we are alongside Lee Glenn, Craig Corbin, along with the Nighthawk Sports Network team. Game opener, season opener, the Southeast Region crossover. And a good day one of action here in Dahlonega. Oh, Crusaders with the ball. Baseline drive by GK, left it short, contact, and that'll be a foul called. And that will be assessed to Chase Champion.
Got a little lucky there, baseline out. I know North Georgia scored earlier on a baseline out of timeout right there. North Greenville had simple screen-to-screener action, but we kind of feinted on the first cut, and North Greenville wide open on the backside block, didn't see it. And then we kind of rotated with our hands defensively instead of rotating with our chest. And
Babatunde Ajike with 1 of 2 at the line. Nighthawks with the ball. 32-17 is their lead. White, a tough shot, good! Could have been a foul on the tail end of that.
Yeah, that's people are trying so hard to get a hand up in his face, and that always give the guy room to land, but he just makes tough twos. That's what the dude does.
The GK drives, lost the handle on the way up. Singleton there to bring down the loose ball. Out to Williams to the foul line. Might have gotten away with steps, but hits from the elbow. Four and a half minutes left here in the first half of play. Turner awaits an opportunity to get back on the floor. Roach over to White. AJ. Big three, no good. Rebound, Roach in traffic, and a foul.
A little bit disjointed offensive possession there for North Georgia. Able to kind of AJ recognized late. So I got that shot clock, got down to 5. Just kind of threw up a 3. I think the best play right there was Mr. Roach seeing that, hey, this is not a high value shot for us. I'm going to make a run on the rim, and got an offensive rebound and then powered through a set of hands to get to the free throw line. Chance here to extend the lead to, well, missing on the front end now, and extend the lead to 16 on a make.
One of the few times, though, that the Nighthawks have gone deep into that shot clock thus far. Second one coming for Roach, and rattles it out, no good.
Nighthawks show some three-quarter court extended pressure just to give the Crusaders a different look. I like that. That call is during the free throw, and to be able to do it make or miss. You shouldn't be contingent on if you make the free throw to be able to extend your pressure.
Singleton powers in for the rebound and the follow, and that makes it 34-21. Crusaders within 13, 3:33 to go, first half. Turner from the left elbow. Not a lot of arc on that shot. It didn't get a friendly bounce, out of bounds to North Greenville. And an official timeout, 3:23 to go. We'll take a break as well. Nighthawks on top, 34-21 on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
I'm not so sure Dre Singleton didn't play here. Do you remember him?
You know what, my back we are, 3:23 left here in the first half of game number 2 in this day 1 of the 2023 Southeast Region crossover. A scintillating finish in game 1. Georgia College and State University, a last-second win over Limestone. And this one, North Georgia with a lead, but a basket there makes it an 11-point ball game. It was as much as an 18-point advantage has been whittled. That's going to be on Turner. And now the Crusaders an opportunity to make this a single-digit deficit ball game. Williams out front, zips it over, wide open. Seth Hewitt, no good. Boy, a battle by a GK to get that loose ball.
Chase had checked out really well, but spent so much of his balance and energy in getting a body into the North Greenville player, couldn't kind of get his feet back underneath him and go get the rebound.
Singleton, a long three off the mark, rebound to White. AJ up to Shedenhelm, back to AJ and over to Champion. To his brother. Now Turner. Shedenhelm in traffic, turn, shoot, 7-footer, would not go. But look at Colin Turner
going over the top on Big C, is what they call him.
I like that.
Big C goes over the top. Thought I might see a whistle there for over the back, but never want to penalize a guy for giving good energy. And then had the poise to have two guys around him defensively to pivot and move the basketball on that upside down Y, forehead to hip, forehead to Y, and forced a reach foul there.
Nicely done, Big C. Champion. Oh, a beautiful feed to Turner, but could not hold on to it. Goes out of bounds. Clock at 1:50 and counting here. 34-23, North Georgia on top. Crusaders of North Greenville with the ball. Purdue back out to Topham. Topham drives on Shedenhelm, turns, nothing there, off balance shot, no good. Tipped up and scramble. Turner, outlet, tracked down by White. Bounce pass to Champion. Battles in on Singleton. Tough move. Well, there has to be contact.
No doubt there.
Nice show of sportsmanship by Singleton to help Frank to his feet. There was some pretty good contact on that possession.
Yeah, some grown men out there pushing each other around.
Champion settles in at the line. And that one would not go. Singleton gets a breather back in for the Crusaders. Jacob Brown. And the second one no good. Nighthawks have been stuck on 34 for a while. 6-0 run by the Crusaders. Topham in the lane, puts it up, no good. Rebound Champion. Bounce pass to Jones, but intercepted by Babatunde Ajike. Inside a minute. Purdue no good, but the foul will go for Brown, and it is a 9-point ball game. Clock rolling, 40 seconds and counting. Chase to Eric. Looking inside. Now Frank, double teamed. Drives on Brown, turns, shoots, beautiful move.
Yeah, if they're not gonna force the double, Frank's just too good of a player to pivot and get the shot off there. We'll take that 8 days a week.
Final 8 seconds of the opening half. Ajike with 4, three, drives, blocked by Jones. Out of bounds with 1.4. Crusaders will maintain possession. (36-25). So you got time to catch and shoot, but not a whole lot more.
Yeah, you do. Understanding that this will probably not be a pass.
And taking a little longer to get all the moisture up, and Frank Champion assisting. And now Coach Evans assisting.
It's a lot of either a lot of condensation. Not sure.
All right, here we go. 1.4 left. Inbound to top, and the quick shot will not go. And the first half is in the books. North Georgia leading North Greenville 36-25. We'll take a break and be back with more. This is the Nighthawk Sports.
Here in Dahlonega, we treasure our history.
We treasure our waterfalls.
We treasure our wine.
But most of all, we treasure our guests.
We are a family.
We treasure our community.
And we're an experience for you to discover.
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 The heart of the Georgia mountains.
The heart of the Georgia mountains.
Discover the heart of the Georgia mountains.
The mountains are open.
My name is Lana Titterina, and UNG is where I lead. I chose UNG because of the tennis program and how much the tennis program has achieved in the past. And I wanted to be a part of building a good team. But also the campus is very beautiful, the location. It has the new business building that I really like, and when I did my research, I really liked Dahlonega in Georgia. So one of the biggest challenges that I faced was coming here and not knowing anyone. I didn't know how the culture was and how to really approach people. And being new and not knowing anyone can be tough in the beginning. So you have to really put yourself out there and make connections, talk to people. So that's where I feel like I've grown a lot, and I've gotten to know a lot of people here, and that has helped my experience. My advice for international students would be just go for it. It may be tough in the beginning, but it's all going to be worth it at the end. You're going to meet amazing people. It's really fun, and you get a very good degree.
Since 2007, we've seen an explosion in popularity of superhero movies in the last decade. Rayner argues that superhero films offer an escape from the boredom many of us feel with our lives. We love the epic. We want epic lives. There's a tension you're going to face as you celebrate, walk out of this door, and you go to Monday and you say, what's next? And more importantly, how do I live a superhero life? John Gordon, he's a best-selling author on leadership. This is what he says. There's a myth about success, graduates. I'm going to paraphrase a little bit. One that says it's all about you. But here's the truth. You're not a real success unless you're helping others be successful. That's the greatest self-growth strategy of all time. The more you help others grow and improve, you grow and improve. Focus on others. It's not about you. And you'll find something even greater than success. Graduates, you'll find significance. But remember, in all of this, there's a tension. How do I live a superhero life? Enter the epic by being bold. Your family, your community, our state, and our nation are all counting on you. Graduates, today we celebrate you. We celebrate your hard work. We celebrate your diligence. We celebrate your commitment. And I am so incredibly proud of you.
It takes more than intelligence and talent to succeed in life. It takes grit and a commitment to excellence.
It takes the willingness to serve others and a cause greater than yourself.
It requires you to push boundaries,
ask difficult questions,
and understand the world around you.
It requires you to know your strengths
and weaknesses, and have the desire to make yourself better than you were yesterday.
It requires you to be independent, efficient, and tolerant.
Ultimately, it requires you to be a leader. At the University of North Georgia, we develop leaders.
Leaders who serve our country abroad to tackle the challenges of the world.
And leaders who serve at home to improve our way of life.
Leaders who never quit.
Leaders who lead by example and not exception.
Leaders who are tough, but fair.
Leaders who are relentless and passionate.
Leaders who solve problems and don't make excuses.
Leaders who do the right thing, even when no one's looking.
There's nothing average about the University of North Georgia and its Corps of Cadets.
If you've got what it takes, then bring it.
You can't really get an idea of how another country runs their military till you go abroad.
It was cool to see their outlook on just life in general. To be there as a global ambassador is definitely a life-changing experience.
I participated in the Management College National Defense University Cadet Exchange. That is located in Taipei, Taiwan.
So I participated in study abroad internship in country of Georgia. The program I participated in was the Swiss Summer Mountaineering course. The experience was extremely professional. There were people from different militaries across the world. I was training with soldiers that were once our adversaries. It's fun to notice the importance of diplomatic relations and also civil affairs through the military.
The host school was always really going out of their way to help us get the full cultural experience because we were, in their eyes, only going to be there for 5 months.
They drove us out and we hiked to a glacier. That was unique, especially coming from Tennessee. There's no ice walls to climb. Their native language of Georgian was very difficult. However, at the end, I gave a little speech in Georgian, thanking their academy. It was an eye-opening experience. One thing I learned in Switzerland was to try and enjoy everything that you're doing, no matter how challenging it is.
Being able to see the country of your target language in person and really living day to day can move your passion to continue learning the language that much further.
All the conferences, all the internship, and all the exchange programs will help you as you develop, not just as a soldier, but also as a person. I think everybody in the Corps should study abroad because it will develop them so much.
If you have a free semester, it's the perfect time to explore a country. There's really not much holding you back in terms of whether or not you should go. It's a great experience.
I got extremely valuable training and just an overall incredible life experience that I wouldn't have gotten going to any other school. And it was the opportunity of a lifetime.
My wife's family is full of medical professionals, including lots of nurses. The more they talk to me about nursing, the more I realize there are so many different opportunities within the field of nursing. You can constantly continue growing, continue learning, which was something that really drew me to it. I was really attracted to the accelerated program at UNG for a couple reasons. One, I heard that UNG, like everything I've heard about UNG's nursing program is incredible. I have a couple friends who have been through it in recent years and had just spoke very highly of it. Just everything I've seen online, spoken about it, it's just a very reputable program. So UNG was already a pretty clear choice for me. And then seeing the opportunity to do an accelerated program, it was kind of a no-brainer. Honestly, I get to graduate earlier, and one of the things that appealed to me the most actually was that most of our clinical rotations are at Northeast Georgia Medical Center. I am really thankful for the faculty that are specifically dedicated to the ABSN program here. This faculty, they really want to see us succeed in this program and be the best nurses we can possibly be.
Back courtside here at the Convocation Center, University of North Georgia in Dahlonega. Day one of the 2023 Southeast Region crossover. Game number 2 here on a very wintry looking afternoon, and a very cold finish to that first half by the Nighthawks, allowing the Crusaders an 8-2 run to make it 36-25 at the break. It looked as though at one juncture there when the Nighthawks were up 28-10 that this thing would be a rout by halftime. North Greenville had other designs.
Yeah, that was, like North Greenville was only on pace to score 50 points, so that means that although that we went through a lull there in the final 3+ minutes of the first half, a lot of it had to do with a very positive offensive output numerically in the first 10 minutes of the game, and we just couldn't match that. And so it was really more we defended. We continued to defend it really well, took good care of the ball, but we just went from scoring at a high clip to a lower clip, and it just kind of extended the feel of us going in a lull. So like we've rather balanced box score for us so far. Frank Champion leads with 9 points on, just 4 of 6 shooting from the floor.
Okay.
Eric Jones with 8, including the made 3. Both Eric didn't make a 3, but I know Frank made a 3. No, Eric did as well, so made a 3. Both of those players made a 3, scored 9 and 8 respectively to lead us. A.J. White's got 7, and then Hunter Sheldon-Helm's got 5 points. North Georgia shooting overall at a clip of, shooting at a clip of 15 of 29. So we're over 51% from the floor. And so that tells you how hot the start was, so offensively went a little cold there in the final 3 minutes, but still shot over 50%, and anytime you can play offense with a 4 or a 5, good things are going to happen, including 5 of 11 from 3 for the Nighthawks, so that's 45.5% from behind the arc. So good numbers. It's just, I think if we had that numbers breakdown at the 10-minute mark of the first half, we were talking about 6s and 7s and maybe even 8s, and so that's where the slowdown came from. I know Coach Evans has got to be happy. Number one with 11-point lead, but number 2 defensively, giving North Greenville nothing easy and allowing 25 first half points.
And I would assume that he is also happy with having been able to use a fairly long bench in that first half.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players.
Yep.
As the 10 players have registered into the box score. So it was a good start for North Georgia. We got the offense that we wanted. We took care of the basketball, and we defended really, really well. I think where we go through bad stretches is when, and we don't do this very often, but when we turn the ball over, and that in turn gives offenses easier offense. But when they have to go against our set defense, and it is 5v5, and we can rotate, and we can communicate, and we can defend our ball screen coverages the way we want to defend them, and we can check players out and are not in rotation, we are extremely hard to score against.
Nice job on the boards by the Nighthawks, especially early in this ball game, just dominating the glass. And some good minutes from Mr. Turner, Big C. Today.
Big C, as they call him, yep. He's a guy that's kind of been on the end of the bench for a while and is now working his way into the rotation. And look, if you've got to guard Frank Champion every day in practice, then you probably are going to pick up a few defensive secrets to use against the brethren of the Peach Belt Conference later this year. So largest lead for the Nighthawks was 18 at 30-12. That was back with 8 minutes to go. So with 8 minutes to go, we led 30-12. So they outscored us 13-6 over the last 8 minutes.
Yep.
So I've shared on 9 of our 15 made baskets. So we're almost assisting at a 2/3 clip. So that means that we're being generous and sharing the basketball and moving the basketball. So I tell you what, probably everybody has a little bit of bad taste in their mouth because they wanted to go into halftime up 20, right?
Sure.
But we're still up 11 and are guarding well. So I like where we're at. We'll see what happens here beginning of the second half. Can we get some of that offensive efficiency back?
And my guess is the answer would be yes. Always curious to see how a team both ends one half of play but then starts the next half. It will be the same group of starters that we saw at the beginning of the afternoon. It will be Crusader basketball. And again, glad that you've joined us for the season opener and the second half underway. North Greenville with the ball. Brown to Ajike out front. Now Topham. Williams drives in the paint, left-handed shot up, and would not go. Boy, that was all but in.
Yeah, it was a good possession there. Got the one-on-one action in the paint.
White to Champion around the horn. Hunter thought about it, but works around the screen, now away, and a whistle that will go against Purdue. Zach, senior from Louisville.
Zach got tied up in ball screen defense, side ball screen defense against Frank, and was working really hard to get rotated back to his guy because they did not want to get caught in a switch. And a little bit too much physicality and getting around him.
Shedenhelm and another whistle away from the ball. This one going to go against the Nighthawks.
Huh. Good, that's Hunt on the push-off there.
Going to give it right back to North Greenville. Purdue to Brown to Ajike, guarded by Jones. Babatunde, a fall-away jumper goes. He's got a pretty good shot.
That guy makes some tough shots. That's 3 that I can remember where I'm saying, wow, we're going to get good offensive transition off of this miss, and it's a make. So I tell you what, that's kind of one thing that I've kind of learned to appreciate in this league is that the talent is so good that you see tough twos, you're thinking, man, that's what we want. But teams make it at such a good rate.
And a turnover. Gives it right back to the Crusaders. 9-point lead for North Georgia. Purdue drives on White. Off the glass, no good. Tough angle on that one. Rebound to Champion. Beautiful feed. Caden Charles blocked. Boy, I thought that was going to be money in the bank. And at the other end, Brown. Good ball movement by the Crusaders. Topham, though, missing a long 3. Whistle stops the clock with 17:53.
That's 2 possessions in a row there. North Georgia has been able to get out in offensive transition. Frank actually initiating the break, and the previous possession there pitched up to Caden, but a wonderful job by Crusaders in erasing the possession with a shot block.
AJ, high arcing shot, no good. Tip, no good. Jones, the loose ball up, wouldn't go. Battle again. And this time the Crusaders come out of there with it. Purdue. Spin move down low, no good. Rebound Champion. What kind of a luxury is it to have a big man that can bring the ball up the floor as often as Frank does?
What it does is it allows teams, it forces teams to sprint in transition, and it just doesn't let you junk us defensively. Because by the time when we get a defensive rebound and outlet to the point guard, then you can kind of reset your matchup. When he's going, you don't want your 5-man stopping the ball.
Right.
And so it really stresses teams out defensively when arguably the best post in the game is igniting the break off of the bounce.
Foul there on the Nighthawk stops the clock with 16:58 to go. Colin Turner checking back in for the Nighthawks. And Eric Jones a breather. Jacob Brown at the line. The lefty puts it up and in. And it's a 10-point ball game. Second one on the way and good. Back to a 9-point game. 38-29. Champion works the right side. It's a power move.
It's hard to guard right there.
Yep. Topham straightaway 3, banks it in. And it's an 8-point game. (40-32). 16-16 remaining. White works the right side around Brown, zips it to Turner. One dribble and back to AJ. Elevates and hits. That's a 2.
That's a long 2.
Yeah.
After all the dribbling under the paint, passed up on a 3 off the little handoff screen by Big C. Takes the one crazy dribble and pulls up from 17 feet. That's hard to guard.
Nothing to it. Meanwhile, Brown in the lane answers, and it's 42-34. 15.5 left here in Dahlonega. Lob over the top to Collin. And that is out of bounds. It will stay North Georgia ball. Nope.
Yeah, it's going to stay us.
Okay,
Media.
we got a timeout to think about it, though. 42-34 your score. North Georgia leading North Greenville. This is the
Northeast Georgia Health System is a proud supporter of North Georgia Nighthawk Athletics.
back here in Dahlonega. 15:29 to go in the ball game. Game 2 of 3 on day 1. Nighthawks will have the 5:30 start tomorrow afternoon.
Young Harris versus Georgia Southwestern to end the trifecta of games today. Former Peach Belt Conference matchup, but now a non-conference matchup with the Mountain Lions skipping over to the Conference Carolinas affiliation.
Champion has that one blocked, but a foul called. Just hard to immediately get used to the change in affiliation when you've gone so long having a conference member. Of course, that is sort of the status quo now.
It's the landscape of college athletics.
Yeah. Champion makes that one. He'll have one more. In and out, but no good. Stays 43-34. Singleton to Purdue, backdoor cut, Williams up and good.
Out of timeout action there. That's good coaching there. So North Greenville has, North Greenville had to guard out of the timeout, so they defended one possession, but had already queued up their offensive action that they wanted. A lot of times you see out of a timeout, teams be really diligent as to what they're trying to get offensively on that possession, but there North Greenville guarded, got kind of a stop. Frank missed one of two free throws, went down and ran a good action that you see a lot is the dribble at and then dribble at the corner and the back and the corner make a hard back cut. Saw Georgia College do that 4 or 5 times in the first game, and so it's a good job by Coach Lister and crew and the Crusaders out of the timeout there.
Meanwhile, Turner at the line made the first, and he'll have one more. Seen Colin use the left hand a lot today.
Fundamental post play.
Yep. Second one rattles out.
That's how you can kind of negate bigs at the high school level for sure, is that you know which shoulder they want to play over. And so when you're a big kid and you can develop to play over both shoulders, that's where you open your opportunities.
Clock rolling, 14:37 to go. Shot clock at 7. Purdue left that one short. Rebound right into the hands of Turner. Oh. Yeah, that was a pretty good hip check. Purdue went tumbling to the floor.
That was a very thick screen by Colin there. Maybe had he been set just half a second earlier, regardless of the contact, it would have been a good screen.
Right.
I think it had nothing to do with how much of a car wreck it looked like.
Right. And it did look like one. Singleton backs in on Turner. Nothing doing there. Colin holds his ground. Back out to Purdue. 5-4. Williams now. No good. Air ball right to Turner. Here comes Caden Charles. Smith to Turner to Charles. Now Case to Chase to Sutton. Shot clock at 8. Charles, corner 3 from the left side, over the top of the backboard and over to North Greenville. A couple of subs from both teams. Champion and White back in for North Georgia. Topham and Savion Brown back in for North Greenville. It's UNG versus NGU. Down low, left-hand shot up, would not fall for Hewitt. Here come the Nighthawks. That pass from Frank to Roach just a little too high and a little too much on it.
A lot of times we praise Frank for getting out in transition and igniting the break, but right there in that scenario, that was a little bit too much.
Right.
We just wanted to kind of make North Greenville play some defense there and not give that back.
Quick three up, no good. Singleton could not corral it, but right to Hewitt. Nothing doing there. Hits the floor hard. Loose ball. Nighthawks have it. Sutton Smith and Singleton. Oh, Singleton takes it back. Caden Charles dives in. It's a rugby scrum and a timeout taken by North Greenville. Meanwhile, Seth Hewitt took a pretty good shot to the face.
That was carnage.
You know,
we're going to need all the floor sweepers in the building.
Yeah. Well, they just finished the World Cup Rugby Championships over in France a couple of weeks ago. That was a pretty good replication right there.
I was so afraid. Sutty kind of stuck his arm out there and got it on top of the basketball, and then the bodies came on it.
Bad things can happen.
Yeah, that was a loose ball, and then a free ball, and then a loose ball, and then a free ball, and then a loose ball.
And a free-for-all.
Yeah, and then finally a called timeout. That is really such a tough, discernible concept there. Like, who actually has possession there? And so how can, it's really such a fine line to determine who can call the timeout in that regard.
Well, in my opinion, possession had not been made, had not been obtained yet. North Greenville was allowed to call the timeout.
Is that because maybe the ball is on their offensive end, right?
It could well be.
Yeah.
Could well be.
Just, you know, it's in a 50-50, tie goes to the runner kind of thing.
Could be. Because honestly, to your point, possession, loosely defined, had changed about 4 times in a matter of 5 seconds.
But also at the end of the day, North Greenville had to burn a timeout to keep possession. So
with a lot of time left.
The arrow is not in their favor, so had that been a jump ball, they would have lost possession, but.
All right, it's going to be Justin Perry inbounding to Singleton. Quick shot up, no good.
I will say that that's like the 6th shot around the rim that North Greenville has had bounce around the rim.
Yep.
You know, if those twos fall,
it's a different ball game.
No doubt.
Roach to White, corner 3 up, would not fall. Boy, had a good look. 12-12 to go. And an 8-point ball game. Perry drives, has it taken away by Smith. Sutton bounce pass to AJ, drive, shoot, scores. That's a highlight reel shot.
Tip of the hat. Sutton's not going to get the assist there. Sutton's not going to get the assist there, but he pinched in, got the steal, ignited the break. Wonderful highlight move by AJ there, but Sutton Smith has got to get a lot of credit for that dig-in steal.
Yep. Time out of the floor. 11:48 to go. We'll take it. It's a 10-point ball game. North Georgia on top.
Considering a career change? Ready to lead in healthcare? Be a nurse in 15 months with our accelerated Bachelor's of Nursing track. Learn more at ung.edu/ABSN.
Shop, play, and stay in Dahlonega, the heart of the North Georgia Mountains.
Teams coming back on the floor. 11:48 to go in the ball game. It's a 10-point lead for the Nighthawks of North Georgia. Possession to the Crusaders of North Greenville. Savion Brown gets it into Singleton. Looking for that backdoor cut, nothing doing. The shot would not fall. Tipped out of bounds, it will be Crusader ball. A lot of hands made contact with that ball.
Looked like North Greenville was trying to get to another choreographed back cut action there out of timeout.
Perry back to Singleton.
That's
nice.
off his leg.
Nice. Oh, goodness. I would love to be able to call that one up on replay because you're exactly right. Champion knocked it off of Singleton's leg. The lob over the top to Topham.
He travel.
And it is a travel indeed. Good eyes, sir.
Yeah, just he liked the matchup a little bit too much. And Suddy, again, got that edge about him, the hair.
Right.
And pushed him out just a little bit further than he wanted to. Love the defensive effort there.
White back to Champion, puts it up, and no good. Singleton, the loose ball. Foul inside that goes against North Georgia.
This game has, just gone from fourth gear to third.
Yeah, and it has evolved 2 or 3 times to get there.
It's like you're still making progress toward here's an analogy for you. You're driving down a 4-lane country road with no cities, and you're just 67 mph, as much as you want, getting there. And then all of a sudden we've come to some of these little South Georgia towns where we got to stop, and we're still headed towards the end goal.
Right.
But it's just not quite as expeditiously as we had planned.
We're going to get to the beach, but we've got to get through a few towns to get there.
Yeah, we're coming up on Dothan right now.
I hear you, brother. Yeah, offensively, you look back when the Nighthawks led 34-17. And that was probably 5 minutes left first half. And so you've gone about 15 minutes with only a dozen points.
Yeah.
Smith, the lob to Champion, move inside in the bucket.
Tough to defend the cross screen.
Williams, cross court to Perry, backdoor cut. Hewitt zips it over to Purdue, back to Williams, drives, and a nice move and the easy bucket for Perry. I beg your pardon, that's Savion Brown.
That's a great cut by Brown. A lot of times offensive players on the backside will just stand there waiting for a kick out. He saw his teammate penetrate, get a paint touch, and then on the paint touch made the hard basket cut out of the corner. So that's good head-up basketball by North Greenville on that last possession here. Mr. Jones getting to the free throw line.
Stretching out that quadricep. Approaching the halfway mark here in the second half. That shot will go in, nicely done, 49-38. One more game on tap here today to wrap up day one of the crossover. Second one no good. And 3 more tomorrow. Oh, nice block by Champion. Brown didn't know what hit him on that. Contact at midcourt, turnover. 3-on-1, Brown gets that one to go. Jacob Brown makes it 49-40. They're calling for the floor sweeper. Mop up a little perspiration at midcourt. We've had bodies flying all over the place today. An opportunity to talk about the new configuration here at the Convocation Center, not only from the student perspective, the Blue Crew prime. When you say prime seating, that really doesn't go far enough. That's the best student seating I've ever seen anywhere.
Padded seating on the sideline. Just kind of reward the students for being here and being the energy providers behind the teams. Looks like they're doing a good job of kind of enjoying the game, number one, but giving a little energy. We've got relocated the pep band a little bit higher into the bleachers, so the audio can cast just a little bit.
Like it.
And then in where those bleachers used to be, we'll be rolling out over the next few weeks something called the Champions Club. So
awesome.
Stay tuned for that.
More to come on that. An exciting development on the in-game experience here, and a slam dunk by Big C, Colin Turner.
Big C with the big dunk.
And a nice feed from Champion. 51-49 minutes and 9 seconds to go. The drive by Williams and a travel again. Yeah, that last trip down the floor certainly got the Blue Crew residents up out of those comfortable seats. White, I think, got in the air looking to pass, but had to shoot. And a takeaway there. Crusaders with the ball. Purdue, top of the key, guarded by White. Babatunde off balance, yet another fourth one basket. Wow.
Crusaders will not go away. Playing a little 2-3 zone here. Kind of got us out of rhythm just a touch.
White, corner three, good.
That'll get us back in rhythm.
Hey, that's something we haven't seen since early in the ball game. Beyond the arc. 54-42, inside 8 minutes to go, and a whistle that stops a breakaway by Caden Charles. Time taken here, the under 8, 7:56 to go in the ball game, 54-42, and we will take a breather as well. It's North Georgia by a dozen. Just less than 8 minutes to go here. North Georgia up by a dozen. And now North Georgia breaking their huddle. White, Champion, Charles, Shedenhelm, and Turner.
See what happens, baseline out action here. Probably throw it into 24, yep.
The GK drives and has it knocked away. Here's Caden Charles. 3-on-1. The pass. White. The lob. Ooh! That was going to be pretty. At the other end, Purdue from the foul line. Good.
Coach Evans is really not happy about the fact that we're in a 3-on-1 and missed an opportunity to extend by perhaps getting just a touch cute.
Turnover there. Perry missed. Williams no good. And a whistle stops the clock with 7:21 to go.
And so that would be consecutive possessions. And we talked about this at the break, Craig. Consecutive possessions of turnovers.
Right.
Giving North Greenville not necessarily easy offense, but easier offense and having to play against our set defense. So a little bit of heartburn on the North Georgia part from going from a 3-on-1 situation that we just didn't routinely finish to a turnover, then another turnover, and North Greenville now got it, can get it down to 8 here with another made free throw.
54-45. And Williams did not get the roll that time. 7:17 and counting. Out front to White. Back to Chase. Jones drives, stopped by Brown. Back around the perimeter they go and knocked away by Williams. Shot clock at 6. 6:56 to go. Now they're going to put a couple back on. Well, they're going to put one back on. 7 seconds with which to work. Turner to White. 4-3. AJ elevates. No good. Nighthawks retain possession. Shedenhelm away to Turner. Zips it over to White. AJ guarded by Williams. Nice screen by Turner. Baseline jumper blocked, and the Crusaders have it.
Extremely disjointed offensively now.
Purdue top of the key 3, good.
Got it down to 6.
That's as close as they've been since the first half. Early. Real early. Six-point lead, 6 minutes to go. Shedenhelm, runner in the lane, wouldn't go. Rebound snared by Brown. And the Crusaders a chance to make this a 2-possession game. A missed opportunity there by a GK. White slow in getting up. Real slow in getting up. Hobbles up the floor. Turner. One dribble and away to AJ. Shot clock at 10. Chase picks up his dribble. Away to Jones. 5, 4, 3. Shedenhelm. Chase for 3. It's up. It is in and out. No good. Crusaders. Another chance to make it a little more interesting. Inside 5 minutes we go. Easy bucket inside for Brown. And it is a 4-point ball game. .441 to go. Timeout taken. Let's see if it's a full. And I believe, well, let's see. Is that a 30? We'll keep it right here. All right. We have seen the lead hover 9, 10, 11, 12. Now it's a 4-point ball game.
Yeah. think a little bit out of order, out of sync offensively for North Georgia, but really the big thing that has hurt us is over the last about 6 minutes is that we've turned the ball over way too much, and one or two of our shot selections could fall into the turnover category.
Right.
I'd like to see just a simpler, quicker shot. I think there's also been a little bit more deliberation offensively on our part, and you've seen us get later into the shot clock where things just require a little bit more urgency instead of just playing when the game presents itself. There were 4 subs. There's only 1 player that was on the floor, and so I think just some fresh faces might increase that offensive urgency here. But defending well enough to win, we just got to find a way to make a couple shots.
That one knocked away, and a whistle. Foul against the Crusaders. And that will be Caleb Williams' 3rd personal on the senior from Atlanta, who prepped at Buford High. Ranked champion missing the first. Have one more. Clock sitting at 4:30. There we go. 1 of 2. 55-50. 4:24 and counting. Williams might have gotten away with steps. Another foul will send him back to the line with 4:17 to go.
Tell you what kind of created that space for him was his ability to go from the speed dribble. And so he was a speed dribble into a jump stop. To your point, it looked like he kind of traveled, but to go that quick from a speed dribble to a stop and spin back was created the space he needed.
It's a 2-point ball game. 55-53. Champion turns, nothing doing, turns again, shot blocked, loose ball, scramble out of bounds, and it will be Crusader ball. And the media timeout, 3:52 on the clock. It's 55-53 North Georgia clinging to a lead versus North Greenville.
Considering a career change? Ready to lead in healthcare? Be a nurse in 15 months with our accelerated Bachelor's of Nursing track. Learn more at ung.edu/ABSN.
Shop, play, and stay in Dahlonega, the heart of the North Georgia Mountains.
A tight ball game. I don't like the finish of game number 1 that saw Georgia College and State University and Limestone battle to the final seconds. Crusaders with the ball, down by 2. Not since they trailed 6-5 have they been this close. That missed shot gives it to Champion. White drives, nothing doing.
Good job there. Wanted to go fast and get something early, but didn't quite have it and settled in and can now run clean offense.
White on the left side. Backdoor Champion up, no good. Caden Charles flying out of nowhere, saves it. Oh, and a turnover. I think Champion thought Caden might have been making the move along the baseline. 3:05 left. A lot of basketball here to play. The GK with the ball. Now Purdue out front, drives on AJ, nothing doing. Williams down the lane, off the glass, no good. And he'll head back to the line.
Who's the foul on? Caden? No. Frank.
Stops the clock with 2:46 to play. Crusaders have employed the routine of not putting anybody on the lane.
I mean, you never know. I mean, offensive rebounds off of missed free throws are so rare anyway.
Right. One out of two, and it's a one-point ball game, 55-54. Turner to White, shot clock at 3, three-pointer up and good. That's a big bucket.
And it looked like, I didn't know that he was aware of the short shot clock, but then he looked like he had the first clean look and hesitated it.
Yeah.
There's like a stutter in there.
58-54, 2:04 to go. Brown for 3, no good. Right to Caden Charles. AJ's going to walk it up. Coach Evans has made the play call. That last 3 gave a bit of breathing room. Shot clock at 10. The lob to Champion in the corner. Frank muscles in on Williams. The give and the slam dunk. Big C, Colin Turner.
Yeah, if you're going to wait till that, when Frank gets that deep on a post up, for him to get rid of the ball, I mean, so he backed his man into the paint, and it was knowing that he had grabbed the advantage. Big C's defender came really late after Frank had gained the advantage. Easy dump, easy dunk. I think that the primary strategy is to get it out of Frank's hands before he creates the advantage. But once he uses his ball skill and his ability to back people down, and then when he makes you rotate, he's such a good passer that he can pass out of it and get a basket.
Back-to-back baskets on back-to-back possessions for the first time in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
For North Georgia.
And you don't want to win the game because you have scored and made a 3 and made a nice kind of dump and dunk there, but you want to win the game because you get stops defensively, and that's what we've continued to do. I mean, heck, North Greenville probably only has 2, 3, 4 at most more offensive possessions remaining in this game, and we've held the team to 54 points.
Right.
That's going to win a whole lot of basketball games. You just got to clean up your offensive efficiency because we defend too well, right? And as long as we don't turn it over and we don't take bad shots that ignite transition and foul and allow teams to shoot free throws, it's really, I think right now the key for us is going to be understanding how to keep that offensive confidence and that offensive flow going.
All right, back to action, 1:20 to go, and a takeaway! Caden Charles! Yes, sir!
Caden Charles is a late game defensive maniac.
Block inside. Nighthawks by 8. Inside a minute to go. Goodness gracious. How quickly things can turn. And a reach-in foul of Brown to stop the clock. The lead was but a point. And
wow. Caden just actually, there was not even a screen that he jumped. He just reached in.
Took it.
And I mean, his wingspan is like probably 1.5 feet longer than what he is tall.
Right. Champion the first. This to make it a 10-point ball game.
I mean, Eric Jones with the shot block there at the rim. Caden Charles with just the rip in the backcourt, just reminiscent of, you know, what's fun to watch is that this team is leaning on the fact that they are getting stops in late game situations and not having to make all these big shots offensively.
Right.
I mean, you just think about into last year when it became just the absolute pinnacle of the game, those last 5 or 6 possessions, it was defensive stops that put us in those great scenarios. So a team that really leans on and leverages their defense, and Caden Charles has so much to do with it. Right there, defensive rebound. They had to, who?
Oh, for goodness sake.
They called Caden.
Are you kidding me?
On a defense, he got the defensive rebound.
Oh, for goodness sake. I'm sorry. I sure didn't see that.
I didn't either. Yet, North Greenville down to probably 2 possessions left. Obviously having to shorten and foul here.
White double teamed. Oh my goodness. They're calling a jump ball.
It's our possession, so it's nothing of loss there.
Wow.
But North Greenville has to foul here.
20.3 seconds left, 9-point lead for North Georgia. Shedenhelm to get it in, does so to Charles, fouled by Purdue. $19 seconds left. What a roller coaster ball game.
Yeah, it's like fan friendly for the first 8 minutes. A lot of small town traffic lights for the next 20 minutes. And then the last 3 minutes have been just, we found interstate, and there's nothing between us and the beach. The kids are in the back asking, what are we eating for dinner?
Exactly.
It's 70 miles an hour, and I'm going to screech into the parking lot.
And be glad that you're there. 2 at the foul line make it an 11-point ball game. 14 seconds to go. Williams to inbound. Coach Evans putting the jacket back on. That's a good sign. Purdue drives, shoots, and scores. 9-point ball game with 9.9 to go. 65-56. Inbound comes to White, and thankfully no fouls, and that is going to be your ball game today. A win to start the season for the Nighthawks of North Georgia, 65-56. UNG defeats NGU.
Back at it tomorrow, 5 o'clock. Young Harris, Georgia Southwestern right here to wrap up today, and then we'll get Young Harris to wrap up the 6-game opening weekend crossover event. We guard. That's what I take away, is that we guard people. And it's going to be really tough to be when we find that offensive confidence, or when we actually sustain our offensive confidence.
And defense typically is always in place a lot quicker than the offense.
There's no doubt. Yeah, that's sport. That's not basketball specific. Yep. That's sport in general.
Yep. Yeah. All right. A good win today, because any win's a good win, and any day is a great day to be a Nighthawk. Again, your final score, North Georgia 65, North Greenville 56. On behalf of Lee Glenn and everyone with the Nighthawk Sports Network, I'm Craig Corbin saying good.